Hello students, this is Nilofer Mees, your English teacher. Today we are going to learn chapter number 3, The Midnight Visitor, from your supplementary book Footprints Without Feet. The Midnight Visitor is written by Robert J. Arthur. Let us see first the introduction about the author. Robert J. Arthur Jr. was a writer of speculative fiction known for his work with the Mysterious Traveler radio series and for writing The Three Investigators, a series of young adult novels. Arthur was honored twice by the Mystery Writers of America with an Edgar Award for Best Radio Drama. So the name of the story is The Midnight Visitor. So as the story suggests, the name of the story suggests, it shows that something is going to happen in the night. It looks like a mysterious story or a detective story. So this story is having detective in it. Actually, when you think about detectives, what is the kind of the picture you are getting in your mind? They usually are like tall, dark, handsome, very young, very quick to act, and very witty person, etc. These are the qualities we are getting in our mind when we think of any detective. But in our story, The Midnight Visitor, the detective is totally different than the usual type. So let's look in the story and find out how different our detective is. Ausable did not fit any description of a secret agent Fowler had ever read. Following him down the musty corridor of the gloomy French hotel where Ausable had a room, Fowler felt let down. Now here Fowler is a journalist. He has come to interview Ausable. And who is Ausable? Ausable is a secret agent. And what is a writer telling us about Ausable? That Ausable did not fit any description of a secret agent. Now here what is the meaning of secret agent? A secret agent is a person who works for the government and tries to get to know all the secrets about the other countries, which can be helpful for our own country. So to involve all kind of works, they have to travel a lot, they have to meet different kind of peoples, they have to face the fights and so on. These kind of things they have to do. So here in this story, Ausable is a secret agent. And so this journalist Fowler wanted to meet Ausable. But as Fowler saw him, Ausable did not match with any of the secret agent. He was not looking like a secret agent. Here, as we thought, same like that, Fowler was also thinking that he will meet a secret agent who would look like something. It would be tall, it would be dark, something like that. He has made one picture in his mind how the secret agent would be. But as he met this man, Ausable, he was totally different. Ausable had a room, Fowler fell let down. Here Ausable is staying in a French hotel where Fowler followed him. Here gloomy word is used. See, gloomy French hotel. What does it mean? It means it isn't bright. It is very dark hotel. We can say very dull hotel. Here Fowler fell let down. It means let down means here to be very sad, unexpected and even disappointed, because as he was thinking about Ausable, the person was not looking like that at all. Now it was a small room on the 6th and top floor. So where he was staying, that room was on the 6th floor and scarcely a setting for a romantic adventure. You can't even think of any romantic adventure in that room. That room was such small, you can't even imagine. Ausable was, for one thing, fat, very fat. So Ausable was a fat person, not fat, but we can say very fat. While Fowler didn't expect any detective like that. And then there was his accent. So here his accent means how he was talking, that was also a problem. Though he spoke French and German passably, he had never altogether lost the American accent he had brought to Paris from Boston 20 years ago. What is he saying? That he spoke French and German passably. What is passably? It means expected manner. He had never altogether lost the American accent he had brought to Paris from Boston 20 years ago. It means he came from there, from Boston, and so he was knowing American language also. That American accent is also coming while he was talking. Still, he can even speak French and German. So 3 languages he was knowing: American, French and German. You are disappointed, Ausable said wheezily over his shoulder. The languages he was speaking was acceptable. Now here see, Ausable said wheezily over his shoulder. It means Ausable also knew that Fowler is disappointed. He got to know when he see his face. You were told that I was a secret agent, a spy, dealing in espionage and danger. So he is telling to Fowler that people may be telling you that I am a secret agent, a spy, dealing in espionage and danger. Espionage means what? Means spying. Spying means what? Hiding and to take out the secrets of other people. As a secret agent, his work is to do that. This is talking to Fowler. You wished to meet me because you are a writer, young and romantic. And so Ausable is telling Fowler, you are a young and romantic writer and that's why you wanted to meet me, you wanted to know about me. You envisioned mysterious figures in the night, the crack of pistols, drugs in the wine. So he's telling to Fowler that you expected many things like what is that? So many mysterious things happen in the night to do the fights with other people, the crack of pistols, maybe the drugs would be mixed up in the wine. So these kind of things which are done by the detective. You must have imagined all these things but nothing for sort of these things are here. And so you are feeling disappointed. These words are told to Fowler by Ausable. Instead, you have spent a dull evening in a French music hall with a sloppy fat man who, instead of having messages slipped into his hand by dark-eyed beauties, gets only a prosaic telephone call making an appointment in his room. So what happened? So instead of, it means you have thought that so many interesting things would be happen. But see, you're spending your evening with a sloppy fat man. Sloppy fat man means a very normal man and who is specially fat. Instead of having messages, see usually what happened, you might have watched a lot of detective movies. What happen in those all detective movies? Detective keeps moving and meeting. They have their guns and people are having messages for them and slipped into their hands. Especially dark-eyed beautiful girls come to slip the messages. But what happened here? Nothing like that happened. Here he is getting only one prosaic telephone call, which is very normal. And he is making an appointment in his room. By these words he is telling that he knew very well that he was very much disappointed. You have been bored. So Ausable is telling to Fowler that you must be feeling boring with me. The fat man chuckled to himself as he unlocked the door of his room and stood aside to let his frustrated guest enter. The fat man means here Ausable, okay? He chuckled to himself, it means smile, and then he unlocked the door of his room. And then he stand aside and let his guest enter first. Who is your frustrated guest? It is Fowler. And why is he frustrated? Because he imagines so many things about him while he is not getting anything of it. You are disillusioned, Ausable told him. What is disillusioned? It means dissatisfied or sad. But take cheer, my young friend. Further he continued that, my young friend, don't worry, you don't be so sad, you just take cheer, it means be happy. Presently you will see a paper, a quite important paper for which several men and women have risked their lives. Come to me. So he is telling that after some time just wait and watch. So some important papers are coming to me for which many of the men and women have risked their lives. And those papers are coming to me. So something important is going to go on. Someday soon that paper may well affect the course of history. Those papers are so important that they can even affect the history, the course of history. In that thought is drama, is there not? As he spoke, Ausable closed the door behind him. So it seems like a drama is going to be happen over there. And while speaking this, Ausable also entered the room and closed the door behind him. Then he switched on the light. And as the light came on, Fowler had his first authentic thrill of the day. So as he entered the room, he switched on the light, and as the light came on, Fowler saw his first thrill of the day. Now he get to see something. For halfway across the room, a small automatic pistol in his hand, stood a man. There was something here now. Something mysterious was there in the room. See, halfway across the room. As the room was half completed, a small automatic pistol was there in one of the man's hand and he was standing over there. Ausable blinked a few times. So here Ausable was also surprised because he was not expecting anybody in the room. Max, he wheezed, you gave me quite a start. So here Ausable knew that man who was standing over there with the pistol in the hand. He called him Max, he knew his name very well. And so these words are told to Max by Ausable, that Max, you gave me quite a start. Here you gave me a start means you surprised me. I thought you were in Berlin. What are you doing here in my room? So here these are the words spoken by Ausable to Max. Here Max, who is the person who is standing there in the middle of the room on the 6th floor of the hotel. And here Ausable is speaking to Max. He is asking him that he was thinking that he was in Berlin, but what was he doing in his room? He asked him. Max was slender, a little less than tall, with features that suggested slightly the crafty pointed countenance of a fox. So Max was slender. Slender means a thin person. He was not tall, he was slightly shorter. And his features were crafty, slightly crafty. Crafty means you are clever. And countenance means you are the character. If you see that person, you must be thinking he was such a clever person like fox. Here, he is comparing that person with the fox. There was about him, aside from the gun, nothing especially menacing. So while looking at him, this person, he was not at all danger, only the gun in his hand, that was one danger from his side. Otherwise, he was not looking at all danger. And menacing means to cause trouble. So he was not even troubler. The report, he murmured. So he spoke. These are the words spoken by Max. He asked for something, he murmured. So it means he came over there to get the report. The report that is being brought to you tonight concerning some new missiles. I thought I would take it from you. So now here are the papers about what he was talking earlier. Okay, Ausable was telling to Fowler that there are some important papers. So here the important papers, it means the report only, and what is there in the report? There are some new missiles, some information about some missiles was there in that report, and so the report was very important. He came over there with the gun to get that report. It will be safer in my hands than in yours. So what did Ausable say to that man? That those reports are safer in my hands instead of yours. Ausable moved to an armchair and sat down heavily. As he was a fat man, obviously, as he sat on the armchair, it looked like it sat down heavily. He moved from there. He was not at all frightened from that man. He just moved to an armchair and sat down on it. I am going to raise the devil with the management this time, and you can bet on it, he said grimly. So here what is the meaning of raise the devil? Raise the devil means here to do argument, to fight with the management. And you can bet on it. It means you will see that if I will do argument, I will get the good results. Why he wanted to argue with the management? So that is the reason also. This is the second time in a month that somebody has got into my room through that nuisance of a balcony. What is the reason he wanted to fight with the management? As it was his personal room and nobody would enter the room, but he's telling that this is for the second time that I entered the room and somebody came in my room from that balcony. So here he is telling this to those two other persons, those who are in the room. The one is Fowler, who is a journalist, and other one is the Max. Maybe he is also a secret agent. Fowler's eyes went to the single window of the room. As there was a window in the room, so Fowler looked at that and he got to know, while looking at the window, he understood, as he told that balcony. So he thought that there is a balcony behind the window. It was an ordinary window against which now the night was pressing blackly. So it was an ordinary window only. And as it was night now and it was dark outside, so nothing would be seen out of the window. Balcony? Max said with a rising inflection. Who is Max here? Max is that intruder who came inside the room with the gun. He is asking that balcony. It means, oh, there is a balcony there. It means he is not knowing about the balcony. No, Opaski. I did not know about the balcony. So he told that no, that balcony is not mine, but it is of the other room. It might have saved me some trouble had I known. What is he saying? It can even save me if there is any trouble. I can move through that balcony. It's not my balcony, Ausable said with extreme irritation. Now Ausable is irritated as he is showing that the person Max has no knowledge about the balcony, but he gave him the knowledge about the balcony behind the window. It belongs to the next apartment. He glanced explanatorily at Fowler. Now he is explaining like that. Okay, he looked at the Fowler and is explaining like that. It belongs to the next apartment. This balcony doesn't belong to my room. You see, he said, this room used to be part of a large unit, and the next room through that door there used to be the living room. It means he is telling that the balcony is not of his room, but it is of the other room backside. Okay. It had the balcony which extends under my window. Now the balcony of the other room, it is extended up to my window. You can get onto it from the empty room 2 doors down. It means through that balcony you can go down also. It is such easy way. And somebody did last month, and he is again telling that somebody did this last month also. Somebody came into my room, and as I entered, he just ran away through that balcony out of the window. The management promised to block it off. And he is telling that time I complained for the balcony, and management promised also to block it off, but they haven't. Max glanced at Fowler, who was standing stiffly not far from Ausable, and waved the gun with a commanding gesture. Now what happened when he was speaking like that? So Max looked at the Fowler, who was standing there only, stiffly not moving. He was not much far from Ausable. So here Max waved the gun and with the commanding gesture, as he was giving some command, he was making that gesture. And with the gesture he wanted to say something. What did he say? Please sit down, he said. We have a wait of half an hour, I think 31 minutes, Ausable said moodily. Now Ausable told that I haven't got that report yet, and it will take 31 minutes. Still, afterwards I will get the report, so we have to wait. So sit down. The appointment was for 12:30. I wish I knew how you learned about the report, Max. Now he wanted to know about that. How would you know? How would you get to know about the report, that I am going to get that report tonight? He asked this to Max. The little spy smiled heavily. So Max was smiling. And we wish we knew how your people got the report, but no harm has been done. I will get it back tonight. So Max is telling that no worries, whatever happened, now I am going to get that report from you. And so he smiled heavily. Heavily means in the dangerous manner. What is that? Who is at the door? Fowler jumped at the sudden knocking at the door. Ausable just smiled. That will be the police, he said. Suddenly, as these three were in the room and they were talking about that, while they were sitting, somebody knocked the door. And as the knocking of the door came, so Fowler jumped. Fowler here, who is Fowler? He is the journalist, and he asked that who is at the door? What is that? Who is knocking at the door? So Ausable smiled and gave the answer that will be the police. He said, I thought that such an important paper as the one we are waiting for should have a little extra protection. He told that, I called the police. Police will come with the papers. Ausable told that with a smile that I was thinking that such papers, such important papers should get protection by the police. And obviously there must be the police outside who is knocking. I told them to check on me to make sure everything was all right. Again he told that I have told the police that now and then you have to come to check me whether I am well or not, for my protection also. Max bit his lip nervously as he heard about the police. So Max was here now nervous, and in the nervous situation he bit his lip. That is the situation when a person is nervous, he is behaving. Such behavior was of Max. The knocking was repeated. What will you do now, Max? Ausable asked. Now as the knocking was there repeatedly, Ausable asked to Max that now what will you do? If I do not answer the door, they will enter anyway. So he's telling that if I'll not open the door, then they will enter themselves. The door is unlocked. The door was not locked. He is frightening Max by telling these words, and they will not hesitate to shoot. And again he is telling that they will not hesitate. They are the police, and I have told them to get inside anytime and to keep an eye on me for my safety. And as they will enter and they will see you, they will shoot on you. Max's face was black with anger and he backed swiftly towards the window. What did the Max do then? His face was black. He was very much afraid of the police, and so with anger, he just backed swiftly towards the window. Now he got to know that there is a balcony over the window, so he moved towards the window. He swung a leg over the sill. Send them away, he warned. I will wait on the balcony. What he told, he just moved on one leg from the sill outside the window, and he told that I am warning them that send them away, and I am waiting on that balcony. Send them away, or I will shoot and take my chances. So these are the words told by Max. Max is telling to Ausable that I am staying here at the balcony, you just send them away, otherwise I will shoot you. The knocking at the door became louder and the voice was raised. Mr. Ausable, Mr. Ausable. So somebody started knocking very loudly. And then even shouted the name of Mr. Ausable. They were asking for him. Keeping his body twisted so that his gun still covered the fat man and his guest, the man at the window grasped the frame with his free hand to support himself. This man, Max, was going backside towards the window. He was pointing the gun on these two men, and while that he was having the free hand support of the windowsill. Then he swung his other leg up and over the windowsill. One leg he has already kept that side, other leg also he flew back outside of the window. The doorknob turned. Now the handle of the door was turning. It means Max got to know that somebody is going to now enter. Swiftly, Max pushed with his left hand to free himself from the sill and dropped to the balcony. So he just leave the window sill and to jump on the balcony. He freed himself from the sill and dropped to the balcony. And then, as he dropped, he screamed once shrilly. As he dropped, there was a sound of screaming. Max was screaming, and it was a shrill sound. The door opened and a waiter stood there with a tray, a bottle and two glasses. Who was at the door? As the door was opened, the waiter was there. There was a tray in his hand, a bottle was there and two glasses were there. Here is the drink you ordered for when you returned, he said, and set the tray on the table. Deftly uncorked the bottle and left the room. So it was a waiter, and he told to Ausable that this is the drink you ordered while coming towards your room. And then he kept the bottle over there. He uncorked, it means opened the bottle, and left the room. White-faced, Fowler stared after him. But he stammered, the police? Now here Fowler is asking to Ausable that his face was totally white because he was much frightened. Then in stammering, it means speaking broken words. He is telling that, but the police? There were no police. So he told that, where is the police? You are telling that police is going to come. Ausable sighed, only Henry whom I was expecting. Now Ausable answered that, yeah, I knew that Henry is there, not the police. But what that man out on the balcony? Then he told that, now what will happen? That man on the balcony will kill us. Fowler began. No, said Ausable. He won't return. You see, my young friend, there is no balcony. So when Fowler is very much afraid and is telling that man on the balcony is going to kill us because here we are not having the police. So Ausable in answer told that he won't return, he is not going to return now, he is not going to come back because there is no balcony out of the window. So what do you understand through the story? It means what are your looks, it doesn't matter, but how you behave, what is your behavior, what is your performance, that matters. Here Ausable doesn't look like a detective, but the work he has done was really fine. There was no balcony, but he made a talk about that, about the balcony. He knew that if such a situation will happen, then he will jump from there and obviously they will be saved, and that same thing happened. There was no balcony, but he made the story, and because of that they got rid of Max. Hope you understood the story well. If you are having any confusion, you may call me. Thank you.